there's been a bit of a boo-boo, and no, I'm not talking about the night Keir Starmer's mum and dad created him. I am talking about something the government's done, and yes, I know, I've got to be a bit more specific, as let's face it, they've been pitting people off all over the place. However, this particular boo-boo is going to put a lot of people at risk, potentially. I say that because according to this article, it says Keir Starmer speaks out after dozens of UK prisoners are let out early in error. So yes, I know, Labour, let's face it, recently did go on a prisoner-free admission, it seemed. However, these people shouldn't have been released at all, even under that scheme. So it just makes me wonder how this even happened, and there's surely no excuse for it. But don't worry, because the Prime Minister said he was deeply regrettable that dozens of prisoners were let out early by mistake, and it was revealed today that apparently 37 people were released in error on September the 10th because their offences of breaching restraining orders had been wrongly logged under old legislation. Which is just a bit mental, isn't it? I mean, surely you'd like to think, wouldn't you, that the police or prison officers, whoever needed to log this, would be, kept up to date with regulations and rules? I mean, is that too much to ask? Because let's face it, people's safety surely does depend on that, and they ought to get these guys back to prison as soon as possible. It does say, though, that at least one of the prisoners remains at large, while others let out early included one who went on to commit a sexual offence shortly after securing his freedom. Which just goes to show, doesn't it, that is the problem with releasing prisoners early. Not only does it make a mockery of the entire situation, or punishment that they received rather, but also, if they're committing offences pretty much as soon as they're out, then surely these guys just aren't ready for it. And yes, I know it says they're released by mistake. However, I'm betting anything that there will be some prisoners who are released early under the correct Labour system or whatever it is, will unfortunately not only be free to commit any crimes, but may end up actually doing them. So just what has he said about it then? Well, apparently told reporters in New York, because he's over there at the moment, as I understand it, is to do with the classification under old legislation, and I think all bar one are back in custody. Well, I'm sorry, Keir, but that does not make it right. But of course, I am concerned and will ensure that all victims have the support that they need. Well, that is not good enough in my opinion. I'm sorry, but it isn't. Measures should be put in place to make sure something like this never happens again. But the good news is that the Ministry of Justice has now confirmed that all further planned releases of offenders affected by this issue have been halted, and guidance has been issued to staff to ensure future releases are accurate. Well, you'd have thought they'd like to have done that in the first place. The department is not aware of this issue affecting any other offences, reports the Mirror. Well, it's the Mirror, so who knows how true that actually is. And following Labour's ascent to power, Shabana Mahmood, I would pronounce that right, announced a radical policy that would see prisoners released after just serving 40% of their sentences, down from the current halfway mark, which, to be honest, even halfway is disgraceful in my opinion. What is the point in giving people a 10-year sentence if they only have to be out in 5, and now actually 4? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? They should be made to serve the full 10 years because that is the punishment that they got served during court. And let's face it, I'm pretty sure the victims wouldn't exactly be jumping for joy that the people are now out to, make a few more room for people who have possibly posted something nasty on Facebook or whatever else they want to make room for.